Welcome to our 10-minute garage basketball workout. I'm Steve Kramer of Kramer Basketball, kramerbasketball.com. And in this workout, just getting some activation in to start. So I'm wearing a hip circle. I've sped some of these up a little bit, so I don't want you to be too bored watching, but going through everything that I did for approximately 10 minutes, doing some monster walks forward and backward, and then getting some lateral slides in, just activating those hips, getting the body warmed up. The hip circle, if you buy one, it's very tight, so you really have to use your muscles to be able to really open up, and it's a great way to get activated, get loose before a workout. Now we're getting some depth drops in. Shout out to my physical therapist, Brandon Bensing, and my mentor, Coach Brian Sabo, up at Eastwood High School in Ohio. They've both really gotten me on these. Working on that drop is huge for us as athletes. Working on some landing mechanics and getting comfortable as I'm kind of continuing to rehab and get better from some of the injuries that I had last winter and last spring, and just really working on some of those landing mechanics as I start to build the springs back up. So a few reps on a 20-inch box, then I flip it. A few reps on a 24-inch box, just working on sticking the landing as much as I can without having a huge, knee drop, knee bend. Just stick. Coach Sabo always calls it land like a cat. Again, I've sped this up slightly, but now I'm just working on a drop and then springing up, not concentrating so much on how high I'm getting off the floor, but just can I land, stick it, and pop back up. And so again, going 20-inch box, and then we'll go to a 24-inch box, and slowly trying to build some of these springs back up that I feel like I've kind of lost over this past year. I mean, believe it or not, back in the day I had 40.5-inch vertical was the highest that I actually measured. So I don't expect to get back to that as I'm 39 years old at this point, but I do hope to build some of these springs back up, and by using some of these depth jumps and box jumps, different types of plyometrics to help really work on my mechanics to the point that I can be healthy, and from the point of being healthy, then I can really dive into building these springs back up. And the hope of recording all of this is to see how much you can really accomplish in a short amount of time. This was a little over 10 minutes in total of me getting a little activation in, working on some of these depth drops, doing some ball handling. And so it just goes to show that if you're working out with some discipline and some efficiency, and you know what you want to work on, you have a plan in place, you don't go in randomly trying to figure out things, that you can get a lot accomplished in a short amount of time. So now I'm ready to get my ball handling in. And as I work on some pocket dribbles here, remember, stationary ball handling is a piece of the puzzle. Stationary ball handling alone isn't going to give you, unbelievable handle. There's footwork, there's timing, there's reads, there's decision making, there's the movements of your body and your feet that go into becoming a great ball handler, and obviously playing within the system that allows you to be effective with your coaching staff and with your teammates. And much more all goes into being a great ball handler. But stationary ball handling is a great piece. It's great for your coordination. It's great for building your base. We'll get into some footwork later in this workout as well. And so all of these things are huge. And as we work on these different pull and pocket dribbles here, concentrate on high ball and hand time. We want to have high ball and hand time. Ball and hand time is the amount of time the ball's in your hand compared to out of it. And so when we handle the basketball, great ball handlers have high ball and hand time. That means they're dribbling the ball through the floor. They have a low pickup of the ball. They're able to pull it back up to the location that they want while the basketball's in their hands. That's why these pocket dribbles, these pull dribbles are excellent to focus on moving the basketball while the ball's in your hand. It's not a carry. My hand's not underneath the ball, but we're manipulating that ball into different spots to get to change direction while the ball is still in my hand. Those are huge for developing better ball handling skills. Now we're really working on wrapping that ball behind. So we're pulling the ball. You just put them cones out there. You don't need a cone. It could be a spot. as long as we're working on moving that basketball around, hitting different locations, keeping the ball in hand as we pull that dribble, hand on top and the side of the ball, and moving it around behind our back. Again, following the law. Law stands for low and wide, emphasis on the wide with our base, with our stance. And let's look at it from the side here as we start to work on a front hip and a back hip dribble. So you see that pound dribble happens in front, I pull it happens in back, and then we're going double between, front, back, through, front, back, through. And as we continue to do this, you don't need a cone out here. I've just put a cone out there just because I'm trying to stretch the dribble a little bit outside of my frame. And so to see that cone outside my foot helps a little bit. Again, do this workout right along with me. It's in real time, so for you to be able to follow along, you can pause, redo something, rewind, look at it again. And so as I'm going through these, I'm usually doing sets of like 10 or 20 reps, and then I'm moving on to the next dribble that I'm trying to work on. So again, looking at it from a different angle, these are those front to back hip pound dribbles as we pull the basketball over the leg. We want to have that wide base. And as we dribble the ball and somebody's trying to swipe and steal the ball, you can just pull it and dribble behind your hip, and that leg is there. You can bring your offhand across to protect the basketball as well, and that's a great way to have some ball security while maintaining that wide base and still facing downhill. Same thing as we use a staggered stance, working on that dribble in front, inside my frame, and then outside my frame, behind and outside my leg. Again, that's great for protecting the basketball, and obviously we're still working on manipulating that ball, moving it in different areas of our body. All right, so a lot of different things we're covering here. Again, I'm not just in a narrow split stance, right, even though this stance is staggered, or emphasis on the wide base. Adding some between leg dribbles here. We're going outside, inside, between, and then eventually we'll take out one of those pound dribbles and we'll simply work on outside, inside, between. As you can see right here, we've transitioned 1, 2, through, 1, 2, through. We'll start out with these 3 dribbles right here, 1, 2, 3, through, 1, 2, 3, through. And after we go through that series, get a little feel for it, then I'll take that third dribble out and immediately go into the between legs. Right here, pound, through, pound, through. Again, wide angle with the base, staggered stance, getting those reps in. It's always a good time to get some freestyle in, especially towards the end of your workout. You want to combine different skills that you've been working on. And again, there's no rhyme, reason to, or any order to what we're working on. I'm pulling in different types of dribbles that we've done in this workout, as well as additional moves as well. I'm working on higher dribbles, lower dribbles, slower dribbles, faster dribbles, eventually adding in some of the workout as well, some of those pockets, some of those pulls. If you're looking for different workouts, you can hit up our at-home ball handling workout. It's a full program through our Kramer Basketball app. It's 4 weeks, 5 to 6 workouts per week, and they're all real time. I do the entire workout with you from 10 to 20 minutes per workout. Those are excellent to improve your handles any time of the year, but especially in season or in the winter if it's cold, you don't have a lot of space or gym access, you can still get better in the garage, cold weather, just like I am working on my game right here. Getting some stick and squares in. We've added some footwork. These are great for being able to create separation, avoid a 5-second call, set up a ball screen, create the space to be able to re-attack, to shoot, create a better passing angle. And so those are huge with our ball handling program, being able to stick, get into contact, face back up, be able to change direction and play the game. Thanks for watching this video. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Contact@KramerBasketball.com.